Hello students, welcome back to our second lecture of your English literature book. We were going through the first chapter of English Alive. First two pages have been done and now we will start from third page, which is page number 11, second paragraph. Form lines, patrolling back and forth. The new teacher kneaded the grade into position. Sloppiest I have ever seen. March. She clapped time with her hands and the stunned ranks trooped into the classroom. In our previous video, we saw the teacher entered into the classroom and she found that students were making noise. They were not, sitting in a proper row, and some of them were still outside of the classroom. They were just entering in the classroom and they found their teacher is already in the class. So when they were at the gate, the new teacher scolded on them and told them to form a line and then enter in the classroom. She clapped time with her hands and stern rocks troop into the classroom. And when, after forming the line, she clapped the time, and then the group of children entered into the classroom. Class, be seated, hands folded on desks. The new teacher barked, and the class obeyed. She carefully installed the potted plant on the sill. Plants and children belong in classrooms. Both grow with proper care, not by giving into the winds. And when all children were inside the classroom, she turned to the class and told them to be seated, but their hands must be on the desk. She also told, she put the pot on the frame of window and said a line, that is, plants and children belong to classroom. Both grow with proper care, not by giving in to winds. She told this line. It means कि small plants and small kids both needed proper care, both needed proper attention. Without taking proper care, they can't grow in proper way. Just by making wishes, they can't go on right path, they can't go on right way, they can't groom, they can't develop properly. She strode to the front of the room. I am Miss Orville, Orville, she spelled. Before my retirement, I taught boys and girls for 46 years. I am beyond trickery, so advise you to try none. Since I have no knowledge of your individual abilities, perhaps a look at the weekend homework will shed some light. Take out your notebooks at once. And when the class was settled, when she had installed the pot carrying the plant on the windowsill, she turned to the class and told her name. Okay, she is Miss Orville. She also informed them that she had been teaching boys and girls for 46 years now. And she also told that she has lots of experience, and that's why she warned to students that do not play any hanky-panky on her, because it will not work on her. And she told, since it is my first class, it is my first lecture, and that's why I do not know much about all individuals' abilities, capabilities, and that's why it would be better you take out your notebooks and I will go through with the notebooks with your weekend homework, and that's why, or you can say, so that I could know better about your individual capabilities. Roger's head spun dizzily. He had returned to his room yesterday, but alas, not to complete his assignment. He watched horrified as the tweed figure approached. When the teacher said these words, Roger got furious, got nervous, because he had not completed his homework. When he returned from Central Park, he went to his bed and slept. He didn't complete his assignment. And that's why he was furious when he saw the tweeted figure, the old-fashioned lady, came towards him. You call this chicken scrawl penmanship? Read. A page was torn out and thrust at its owner. Redo it at once. It assaults one's intelligence. Then, moving on. What is this maze of ill-spelled words? Not a composition, I trust. And then, when the teacher was inching towards Roger, getting closer towards Roger, she stopped at a desk and checked a student's copy and found his handwriting was very poor, and that's why she scolded at him and compared his handwriting with chicken scrawl. Then she torn out the page from the notebook and hurled the ball of paper towards the student. Then she moved to next student and also scolded at him as well, because none of his spelling was correct. It was all ill spelled. Miss Orville was 3 desks away. Roger opened his book bag. It slid from his grasp and crashed to the floor. Books, pencil case, cards, strings spilled out. And when the teacher was just 3 desks away from Roger's desk, from Roger's sheet, Roger frisked his hand into his bag to take out his notebooks. But since he was very much nervous, and that's why he loosened his grasp and crashed, and result was his bag crashed on the floor, and all the contents like books, pencil case, cards, string, all spilled out. Ah, cried Miss Awful, as she promptly seized the toys. We have come to play, have we? And when the teacher saw all these things lying on the floor, she immediately come to Roger's seat, Roger's desk, and seized his all toys. And then he shouted at him also by saying, "We have come to play, have we?" This sentence is actually question tag, which you will get to know while discussing question tag in your English grammar. So, see, she said, "We have come to play, have we?" It is uh, huh. And she scolded at him, "Ki we are not gathered here to play. We are not gathered here to have fun. We come to the school to get some education, study, and so that." Long before the week's end, Roger, the happy-go-lucky youngster, was replaced by a nervous child, continuously glancing over his shoulder. Mrs. Clark got the first inkling when she went to pick up her offspring. The third grade made a subdued and dashed exit from the building. Among them was Roger, who quickly led his mother down the block. Words erupted from him. And when finally the bell rang, all the boys and girls were out of the school. Roger was not so happy. He was nervous, continuously glancing over his shoulder, and he was looking here and there with nervousness. Mrs. Clark got the first inkling when she went up to pick her offspring. And when her mother, Mrs. Clark, reached there to pick up his kid, to pick up his boy, Roger, she got the hint that Roger is not so happy. The third grade made a subdued and dashed exit from the building. And after finishing the classroom, unlike their entry, they made exit with proper way, like like good students. They were silent and shocked. Who quickly led his mother down the block, and when Roger reached to his mother, he burst out. He spoke a lot. Words erupted from him. "We got a witch from a substitute teacher. For a substitute teacher. She is from Hansel and Gretel. Miss Awful is her name. She steals our toys. Children's are plants to her." And then she started doing blah 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 blah. Sorry, he just started doing blah blah blah. He was just on the go about complaining his teacher, Miss Orville. And he was saying कि his class got a so bad teacher, like her behavior is like witch, chudal, and she is from Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel is a imaginary story about ghosts and witches and all. So here Roger is comparing his new teacher with a witch from Hansel and Gretel, and he named her as Miss Awful. And he also tells to her mother that his new teacher steals his all toys, and she compares kids with plants. His mother his mother offered to treat him to a soda. Who has got time for sodas? He moaned. I have punishment homework to do. 10 words, 10 times each. I got every word wrong in today's spelling test. And when her mother saw Roger was nervous, disappointed, unhappy, she offered him soda. But Roger declined it and told that I have no time to have soda because I have got plenty of homework which I have to complete. On Tuesday, the third grade marched down the school steps in military precision. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The stiff-backed teacher counted before dismissing them. Turning, she surveyed the wide-eyed mothers and walked up to Mrs. Lambert. And next day, when the third grade students were coming out of their classroom, they marched like an army. They were in proper rows, and their teacher, Miss Orville, was behind them. The tough taskmaster, Miss Orville, was counting 1, 2, 3, and they were going down. When the new teacher surveyed the wide-eyed mothers, because the mothers was wondering what is happening in the school. They had never seen this kind of arrangement earlier, and that's why their eyes were wide open. उनकी आंखें एकदम मतलब आश्चर्य से वे लोग देख रही थी कि ये क्या हो रहा है स्कूल में, बच्चे इतने सीधे इतने शांत तरीके से एकदम से लाइन में लग के आ रहे हैं. ये देख के teacher walked up to Mrs. Lambert, one of mothers. Miss Warville उसके बाद उन mothers के पास गई जिनमें से एक थी Mrs. Lambert. Mrs. Lambert, your son threatens to grow into a useless member of society. He watches television for 3 hours every evening. He idles through his homework, scattering mistakes everywhere. I suggest you supervise him more closely. And when the new teacher reached to Mrs. Lambert, she told her about his son, and she told that his son is no good in education. He is very idle through his homework. He doesn't do his homework with eagerness, and that's why he makes so many mistakes in his homework. And then the teacher suggested Mrs. Lambert to take proper care of him, to supervise him more closely. With a brief nod, Miss Orville left. It was a full minute before the mothers recovered enough to speak. On Thursday, Nancy Reeves, Bruce's mother, remembered where she had seen Miss Orville after she had received a complaint from her. And when the teacher, Miss Orville, left them, they took almost 1 minute to recover from that shock, and then they were recovered enough to speak. And when they were able to speak, Nancy Reeves, Bruce's mother, remembered where she had seen the teacher when she was complaining about bruises. Okay, this was the end of page number 12. In our next video, we will start from page number 13 and the last segment of this chapter. Thank you very much.